Lomax. Let's get into your Lomax urban outreach that you got going on. Give us a little bit of what you do and what you're striving to get to, I guess, with the youth too.
Yeah, so pretty much, again, Greg was
You keep on
whatever I
going.
wanted to do, he like, let's do it. So, we would do annual book bag giveaways where we making sure the neighborhood kids had school supplies,
Mm-hmm.
real book bags, not the little play stuff.
Yeah.
We fed them, had fun. During the winter months, we making sure they got coats, clothing, just everything the kids needed. So he was like, we need to start a non-for-profit. So we started a non-for-profit. We had one, it was Lomax Urban, and the second was Red Door Development. Red Door Development was a non-for-profit. Greg and I had births, and he did construction and real estate. We was going to start bringing the kids from the inner city areas and teaching them electrical, plumbing, how to do drywall, and all of our properties was going to have red doors. So that's where the red door development came from. We never quite got that up and running because, again, he was murdered. But I had the non-for-profit for all those years. Was in Atlanta for 6 years, and then I was a guest, the main speaker at a women's event. And as I told my story and started telling them that I had non-for-profits, one of the young ladies said, "Hey, you ever got money for your non-for-profit?" I'm like, "No, I just do what I do for the community and out my own pocket."
Out
She
your
was like,
pocket.
"No, I got somebody that can help you write the grants and get you some funding." I'm like,
Right.
"Really?" She introduced me to her. At the time, this lady, her name was Tammy. She was from Chicago but lived in Atlanta.
Okay.
I met her in Buckhead, and she was like, "Hey, I'm going to charge you A, B, and C to do A, B, and C." I was like, "Okay." She was like, she sent me a link. Click on the link. I was like, "No, I'm bringing you cash." She's
Right.
like, "Who are you? Who walks around with 6, 7, 8,000 in cash?" I'm like, "Me. Come meet me in Buckhead." I met her,
Mm-hmm.
gave her the cash. She got started. Started writing a couple of grants, and I figured I would, if I won any, I would be going back and forth to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So I got an apartment, and I was like, apartment downtown. I'm like, well, I'm going to go back and forth. I can travel from Atlanta to Chicago. Plus, me having an apartment will save me from having to pay for hotels. And I ended up winning my first two grants. So
Okay.
they were for violence prevention for the youth in West Inglewood and New City. New City, one of the areas I grew up in, Motown, 53rd and May. So I was like, okay, now I can go back and help the kids in the area I probably helped tear down. So
Exactly.
it was definitely a motivator to come back home. And then I always said I would never move back to Chicago.
Yeah, I remember you saying
And
that.
yeah, I'm like, I ain't never moving back. When they broke up my house the second time, my family was like, "Please come back to Chicago." I'm like,
Right.
I could be homeless. I ain't moving back to Chicago. And then things in Atlanta just wasn't working out. So I started praying and asking God where I'm supposed to be. I had three other people praying for me, and all three of them separately came and said, God said, come back to Chicago. Ooh, child. So, December last year, I moved back, and it's been amazing since. I've been doing violence prevention in both West Inglewood and the New City area. Typically, the state grants with Illinois Department of Human Services, people normally barely can win one.
Mm-hmm.
To God be the glory. I won four. So it's unheard of for anybody to win this many grants your very first year. But favor ain't fair. It was definitely a blessing from God. And because I won all four of those, I get a whole lot of slack from these white folks at the state
But it was meant for you.
and from our brothers and sisters
Exactly.
in the same field I'm in.
Right.
They hate because the problem is they work for an organization. And when they say, well, Princess, who you work for?
I am the organization.
I am the organization.
Exactly.
Lomax Urban Outreach. ran on, operated by Dr. Princess Lomax. So
Yeah.
it's definitely fulfilling to be able to change some lives with the youth when they see somebody that look like them, came from where they came from, talk like them,
Exactly.
dress like them, and act like them. It motivates them.
Yep.
Now they like, whoa, you can't, you grew up over here,
You went
and now
here.
you got a doctorate degree. I
Yeah.
can do it too. Versus them bringing, them others into our school systems and making them feel like, they can be something. They like, you ain't you grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth. You don't know our struggles. Me, I know they struggles. I can tell the stories of mama being on crack and not knowing how I'm gonna eat today and tomorrow, and daddy in the feds, and just having to figure out how I'm gonna get back and forth to school. And I've been raising myself since I was 15, so I got a story that I tell these youngsters, and they look up to it, and it make them be like, okay, I can do it too. So
Exactly.
instead of them going out committing violence, it's like, call me. Don't stop going in that store stealing tampons. I buy your tampons if I had to,
If I
because
yeah.
I want to keep you on the right path.
Exactly.
That's dope.
So with your urban outreach, what community issues are you most focused on solving right now, and why?
Honestly, initially it was the violence. It was keeping the violence down. They could say what they want to say about Chicago.
It's a
Yeah,
beautiful city, though.
I lost my nigga to violence, but at the end of the day, the violence is down here. And it's down because you got these CVI organizations that's in our neighborhoods that's talking to the homies like, hey, don't go over there and shoot no more. What y'all need? They needed resources. They needed money. So we taking the guns out of their hands and giving them jobs and giving them
Trades.
things to do where they can make money. So
Yeah.
now they can feed themselves and their families. So